Jai Shri Ram. Sau Ram Pe, the sixth track. Ramayana Vedasamam Shraddhesha Shravayet Buddha. The wise read and listen to Ramayana at the Shraddha, that is the obsequies or the funeral ceremony. So please don't waste your time in all kinds of meaningless rituals. Some rituals are bound to be there. But after that, start listening to Ramayana and if possible, invite me. I will deliver a talk. The title is already known to you, Sau Ram Pe. So Ramayanam Vedasamam. Ramayanam is equivalent to the Vedas. Ramayanam Vedasamam Shraddhesha Shravayet Buddha. The wise listen to Ramayana at the Shraddha ceremony. Okay. Next भाई क्या है? मोदन्ते पितरो नृत्यन्ते सर्वदेवता. Narada Bhakti Sutras. Narada says, if you develop Ram Bhakti, the Modante Pitaro, your forefathers will be rejoicing. Nrityante Sarva Devata. All the gods will be dancing. And Mother Earth will get a savior. That line I will include it later. Modante Pitaro Nrityante Sarva Devata. Next, the point here is you must understand that Rama does not treat you as some, servant or subordinate or a slave for that matter. Kanis. Of course, we don't mind calling ourselves Ram Das. We are all Das. But Rama considers us all his eternal friends. And he is praying to us that we go back and join him and roost at the top. The parable of the two birds. The parable of the two birds. In all the four Vedas you will find this mantra. Dvasuparna mantra it is called. Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vruksham Parishasva Jati Tayor Anyaha Pippalam Swadvati Anashnananyo Abhichakashiti. There are two birds on the tree. The tree represents the human body. Just as you see, the Atma needs the body, Paramatma needs the Atma. Well, that is one way to understand it. There are two birds on the tree, the Paramatma and the Jivatma. One sitting on top and looking down intently on the other bird. That is, the other bird is you and me. The other bird, one of the birds is hopping on different branches, eating the fruits there, enjoying the sweet ones and suffering whenever it eats something bitter or very sour or astringent. But it is not looking up. The bird roosting right at the top is looking down and hoping that the fellow, his friend, Dva Suparna. Suparna means a bird, two birds. Dva Suparna Sayuja. Both are co-eternal, co-evil. Both are uncreated. There are three things, three eternal verities according to Vedas. One is Paramatma, the other is Jivatma, the third is Prakriti. Paramatma has not created the Jivatma or Prakriti. But Paramatma has absolute control over the other two. That is Jivatma and the Prakriti. This is the dogma. Now the logic is very simple. If Paramatma had created us, we should be perfect. Because a perfect God will not create anything imperfect, right? He cannot actually. In fact, that is his limitation in a way. So, if we are imperfect, then that would logically mean that perhaps he is also imperfect. Therefore, all the other religions which say that God made us in his own image, they are logically flawed. Okay? Sanatana Dharma avoids all that irrationalities. Right? So, there are three eternities. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavapi, Bhagavad Gita. So, these three are Vidya Anadi Ubhavapi. These two. In fact, the third one is Prakriti. These three are Anadi. And so, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vruksham Parishasvajate Tayoranya Pippalam Swadvati Anashnananyo Abhichakashiti. One bird is not eating anything, it is looking down, and that bird sitting on the top in the heart is Rama, who is looking down at all of us and hoping that someday we will join him. Okay. So Rama treats you as a long lost friend. I have created a poster called Know Your Rama, which outlines all the traits of Rama. So I will tell you a few now. The one that I like the most is Rama has the habit of identifying even a very small good habit, a good trait in somebody, and he glorifies it, and magnifies it. And in management, it is called Pygmalion effect. If you praise somebody, yeah, then he will try to live up to that praise. And that is how you can, even a bad worker can be transformed into somebody good, because that fellow will now try to make an effort to live up to that praise. That's called Pygmalion effect. In fact, Pygmalion is actually a Greek sculptor in Greek mythology. He sculpted a beautiful statue, fell in love, and he was pining in love. So the gods took pity on him and infused life into the statue, and he lived happily ever after. So metaphorically, it means if you stop, you see, most of us have this nasty habit of finding fault with anything and everything very quickly. At the drop of a hat, we have something to criticize. I have stopped doing that, or at least most of the time I don't do that. Become a good finder, not a fault finder. Everywhere you will see black hat thinkers, devil's advocate. Of course, the devil's advocate also has a very important function to play in our lives. We should hire a devil's advocate, and we should ourselves be our own devil's advocate. But not all the time. You see, we humans love praise. We have not evolved enough to take criticism gracefully. Animals don't mind criticism. Well, obviously because they don't understand it. Or perhaps they do because they understand the tone. Nevertheless, somebody said kiss them before you kick them. The kiss rule. That means before you criticize somebody, kiss them. That means say 2 or 3 nice things about them. And then introduce the criticism very gently, which is like the filling in the sandwich. And then you complete the sandwich by again saying a few more nice things. So if you make a sandwich of your criticism, 3 nice things, the criticism, then 3 or 4 nice things, and if you offer this sandwich, then perhaps he might like it. So criticism, constructive criticism we may call it, but nobody likes it. So whereas now paraguna paramanuna parvati krutyam nityam, if he finds even one small good quality in somebody, he will magnify it. Parvati krutyam nityam, and he will praise that one quality, that redeeming quality, that saving grace. This is the redeeming quality. A person may have 100 bad qualities but one good quality. Praise that one quality in front of everyone, and he'll make an effort to live up to that. That is how he will become great, and you can take the credit someday. That's a great quality of Rama. And of course, the other quality is Purvabhashi, Smita Purvabhivashi. He always wears a smile, and he is the first to initiate a conversation, irrespective of the protocol. He doesn't bother for a person lower down to salute him first. He will do the namaskara first. Mitabhashi, Hitabhashi, Mrudubhashi, Priyamvada, Satyabhashi, and then Uchchamanopi Parisham, Nottaram Pratipadyate. If somebody speaks harshly, he does not retort or reply harshly. That's another quality I am trying very hard to develop. Ignore the microaggressions. You yourself should not give any microaggression, micro-assault, micro-insult, or micro-invalidations. And if somebody offers them, ignore them. Sometimes it becomes difficult. You'll have to tell them, hey, listen, please don't do this. At least you can do that. As the Subhashita goes, Uttame syat kshanam kopam madhyame ghatikadvayam adhame syad ahoratram papishte maranantakam. Rama used anger like a sword. When a soldier has to go to battle, he has to pick up his sword. Krodham maharamasya, rosham maharamasya. Rosham means irritation, consternation. You see, chagrin, chagrin. Chagrin. Chagrin means vexation and irritation and annoyance and anger. Consternation is shock, anger, disbelief and surprise, and that is consternation, digbranti. Shock, anger, disbelief. That is consternation. So Rama uses all these things appropriately when the situation demands it. But internally he is always calm. Can you do that? Then, kritenaikena upakarena tushyari. Rama never forgets even the smallest favor that he receives. We normally forget the favors that we give and completely forget all the favors that we receive. In fact, the very fact that you are existing, you are alive today, it means that you are under a mountain of debt, but all that we show is ingratitude. The attitude of gratitude is the greatest of all virtues. And Lakshmana warned us also. Kritagneya nasti nishkriti. There is no expiation, no atonement for ingratitude. This was the warning Lakshmana gave to Sugriva. There is no expiation for ingratitude. Beware. And some other traits of Sri Rama. Purvabashi, na durvacha. He doesn't use any abusive language, expletives. So many more are there, which I don't want to cover now. Right? Tulsidas says, Tulsi Ram Bharose, Nirbhay hoke soye, Anhoni honi nahi, honi ho so hoye. Jai Shri Ram.